We are on a 7-night Mediterranean cruise with Royal Caribbean Odyssey of the Seas, and today we are fast approaching the port of Kusadasi, Turkey. It's our first time visiting, and we have booked an excursion to see the highlights of Ephesus with lunch. Feel free to pause and read the info if you wish. By the end of this tour, I will share with you my thoughts and opinion. Was it worth it? My mom and I head up to the top deck so we can get a better look at the port and where we are parked. Here we are next to the Royal Caribbean's Brilliance of the Seas. We also get a better look at the stunning landscape surrounding us, and up there on the hill you can see the sign of Kusadasi. And it won't be long, we are getting off our ship and joining our tour group. Come and enjoy the ride.
Pergamum here is a city where parchment invented. What's parchment? Parchment, not in a papyrus paper. Parchment made from animal skin, sheep skin. That's why the word we are using today, parchment, is coming from the name of the town where it was invented, Lacata Pergamene. Pergamum is a city, takes about from the port 3 hours to the north by bus. Yeah, in the Aegean region after Ephesus, Pergamum is second important site. And the number one doctor in the ancient time was Hippocrates. Second important one, Galen Galenos, he was born at Pergamum.
We have now arrived at the ancient archaeological city called Ephesus. We are following our tour guide to explore the excavated remains. Watch where you step, you might come across a knocking dog, or you might find a cute cat. Just a heads up, if you don't like bugs or bees, there's a whole lot of them at the start of this tour, and you just need to tiptoe your way through it. We're told that they're harmless, but I wouldn't go trying to chase them and bother them. Now, why are there so many bees? They are supposed to be related to the goddess Artemis and the bee, and essentially the bee's role is producing honey, but it is linked to the concept of fertility and abundance, as well as healing and recovery. Feel free to look up the history of Ephesus and the goddess Artemis.
Number 23. Here, buddy. You see the columned area, starts from there, goes all the way down there. That's called basilica. The word basilica will bring to our minds church, am I right? Yeah. But before the Christianity, ma'am, basilicas were indoor meeting places in which bankers, lawyers, doctors, stock exchange people, they all came together to transact business. Why church is coming to our minds? Life was unbearable for the Christian people to survive in Jerusalem. I'm going to talk about, in the house of Mother Mary in detail. So St. John brought Mother Mary here, came, and there were some believing people. You know what they were doing? They were coming together in a private house secretly. But when the state religion became Christianity, they said they cannot kill us anymore, no more torture. They said, let's come together in the basilica. All right, they met there. That's why the first churches are called basilica. Small theater-like building you see on the resting on the hillside is called Odeo. It's coming from a Greek word. The singers were singing songs. At the same time, VIP people, they had meetings in the city. Built in the middle of the 2nd century AD by one of the richest family called Flavian dynasty. The ones who are standing over there, you see one arch, all right, another arch over there. That's very strange. There's a sentence in Roman history. Romans were born to eat and drink. They came to the theater with a sandwich with the water. All right. While they were watching, they kept eating and drinking. They enjoyed. But when they were full, no room to go down there, they started complaining. To re-enjoy, you know what they've done? I'm sorry. Those people, exactly, sir, use the fingers, or the book also continues, feather of a goose. They tickle the throat, and they ate again. That's why number 43 today, passageways in the theaters are called vomitoriums.
Don't do that at the buffet. Gross. This area where we are standing, which I called the Field of Bees, is actually known as the Stage Agora or the State Agora. It was a place that was served for official and public meetings in this ancient Ephesus city.
Kaç? Tamam doğru. Yeah, those are vomitorium space. They have those passages which enable the people to reach, from the behind, from the rear, are called vomitorium. Mind your steps, please. Be careful. Number 43.
Our tour guide warns us to be very careful. Right here, we're hitting the marble path. It is very slippery. So if you do come here, be very mindful of this.
I do hope you all hear me, number 43. The building, that you are resting behind you was a hospital. In ancient times, there were about 200 hospitals. The top one in Ephesus in Greece, second biggest one is at Pergamum. At that time, doctors, they did not really welcome you. You know what they have done? They check the patients outside. If they were ill, curable, they welcome for treatment. But if they were seriously, fatally ill, no hope for the life, they say directly to their faces, sorry ma'am, sorry sir, you're gonna die. Please die outside, not inside. Because people, they knew that during the treatment, they did not lose their lives, which made them psychologically strong. Somehow one guy hit and died that he was gonna die. They told him he was gonna die. He said, I better, accelerate my death. As he was going away, he has seen two snakes drinking milk from the milk cup in front of the shop. While they were drinking the milk, those two snakes spitting same cup. The guy thought, the milk they were spitting must be poisonous. To kill himself, what he did? He grabbed the cup and drank. On the contrary, the milk he drank contained certain amount of antivenom, cured him. Number 43 in the Bible, in the Quran, in the Jewish Bible, Book of Numbers, chapter 21, verse 4. All right? When Moses saved Jewish people out of Egypt, they started complaining. They said, Moses, you tell your Lord, we cannot suffice with one type of food, manna. We want more. What do you want? They tell Moses, we want onion, garlic, lentil, cucumber, zucchini. God give them what they want, but they continuously, blah, blah, being ungrateful, God punishes them. What's punishment? They wander in the wilderness for 40 years. Because of being ungrateful, this time snakes bite them, kill them. They go back to Moses again. Moses, we have done wrong. We apologize from you and from your Lord. Save us from those snake bites. This time the Lord says, Moses, you make a vision of snake. Attach all walking stick, pole. If people will look at that image, they will be saved. They do, they are saved. That's why number 43, today, medical people are using snake as an emblem. This was an hospital. Thank you.
It's so fascinating when you can connect something that you see today, such as the medical symbol, to ancient Greek history. It is said that the double snake with the wings and the staff represented the contradiction of drug use, venom versus antivenom. If you're interested to learn more about this, look up the god of healing, Asclepius. Looking over to the right is the Memmius Monument. It is a Roman victory arch that was built and dedicated to the Roman general dictator Sulla, and later said that it was perhaps his grandson Memmius who built it. It reflects the Roman influence in Ephesus and the city's integration into the Roman Empire. This next monument that you see just up ahead, it looks like a little roof sitting on top of a column. Well, that's the Fountain of Trajan, another monument that was built to honor Roman Emperor Trajan. But it was also built to supply the city with fresh water, and it's said that it was actually quite advanced for its time back in those days. We come across another area that is fairly well preserved. It is known as the terrace houses, a complex that we would call today luxurious residential villas. And next to the villas, there is the Temple of Hadrian. This one has got to be one of the most beautiful structures. Hadrian, of course, was another emperor, but looking closely at the figure above, it's pretty certain that is Medusa. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for a bathroom break on this tour. No, seriously, this is a real Roman bathroom we are about to walk through.
It was possible to come to the toilet section because Roman baths and toilets spots used to get to chat. Yes, very deep, huh? Waste was going down, and then with the water it was flushed out of the city. So city was stayed clean.
Yeah, I got it again.
Why is this channel for?
You rub knees here in this corner. Well, that was a long enough bathroom break for today. We are now making our way to another stunning view. This is the Library of Celsus. It is in the heart of this ancient city. Given the crowds of people and the time we had, I did not get a chance to get up close and personal to see this. But from where I was standing, the sight is remarkable.
In that list, you will see that building. What is that building? That building is called Celsus Library. Celsus Library.
They say they're going to the library to study, and then they go on there to actually get themselves.
Our tour guide is explaining to us right here where we're standing used to be a very, very busy port. It would lead to the Aegean Sea. There was a river, but it eventually left too much deposits of sediments, making it too shallow for boats to reach, that eventually it dried up and became abandoned. And then turning around in this ancient port, you will not miss the famous Grand Amphitheater. This place is enormous and beautiful. It has seen very many modern time performances by the likes of Elton John, Sting, Luciano Pavarotti, Bryan Adams, Diana Ross, and many, many more. It still has an exceptional acoustics due to its design and construction using limestone. It is pretty impressive when you see it in person. I take a moment to enjoy the natural beauty of these tall trees, and then looking over in between, you can see a small glimpse of the amphitheater. As we walk our way out towards the exit of the ancient city, our tour is not over. We are actually headed back onto our bus where we will take a short ride and then get off at the next stop, which is the House of the Virgin Mary. As you can see, there is a long lineup to visit this house. It was about a 45-minute wait. The house is believed to be where Mary last lived her final years. And there is also this giant keyhole in the ground. Yes. And they say that it used to be a small pool for baptisms. I would have liked some fresh water right now just to sprinkle on during this hot weather, standing here for 45 minutes. As we get closer to the house, we're told that we can only take pictures outside. We were not allowed to film or take pictures inside the house. Once we got to enter the house, it was not what I expected. It actually ended up being what looked like a small chapel with an altar, places to burn some candles, some pictures on the wall. It was really kind of put together like a shrine. I was hoping to have seen a small bedroom, a little cooking area, something that would make it feel like it was a home. Unfortunately, it did not feel like it was a home. I felt a little bit deceived. When you leave the house, you'll find another small area dedicated to leave candles burning. We follow the path now that goes down the stairs and just past this little souvenir shop. A few more steps further along, we come across this wall full of these sink stations. Here you'll find taps of running water. This water is believed to have miraculous healing powers. They did give us small bottles at the beginning of our tour, and you could use any bottle that you wish to fill it up with this water, which is believed to be holy water. Dare drink it? I wasn't sure if this water was good for your stomach. But nonetheless, people enjoy a good bottle of holy water to take home. And then there's also the wishing wall. This is where people leave personal notes of their hopes and dreams, and I wish them all the best. I hope some of them did come true. So we've now finished our tour at the Virgin Mary's house, and unfortunately the rest of the tour goes a little awry. Let me explain. We had a lunch included in this tour, and so we hopped back on the bus and we were taken over to the Charisma De Luxe Hotel for a yummy buffet lunch. And it was really good. However, we were only given 30 minutes to sit and eat. It was extremely crowded. We were not the only group there. And I tell you, 30 minutes was too fast. Hardly got a chance to sit down and enjoy. Unfortunately, I couldn't even grab pictures of the delicious food that we were eating. And I was lucky to grab just a couple of shots of the yummy desserts on the way out the door. We were brought back onto our bus and then drove down to a market where we would be able to go shopping. This was just next to the ship, so honestly, if you didn't have a tour, you could probably just get off the ship and enjoy this market area if that's your thing. When we got there, we found ourselves feeling a little uneasy. The vendors were quite pushy and insistent that we shop in their stores. They were trying to grab us right and left and bring us to another store and then another store. It all became very overwhelming. After that, it didn't take much time for us to just decide it was time to end our day in Ephesus and Turkey and just head back to our ship and enjoy our cruise cabin and a nice sit-down dinner. We had a great day overall. I wouldn't necessarily jump on my next cruise and specifically come back to this location, but it was worthwhile to stop and definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Who knows, maybe I'll find myself back in Turkey one day. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you can leave me a like, a comment, and if you're enjoying the content that I've put so far, please consider subscribing.